Welcome to Live Lunch Break at theday.com. We're streaming as I speak. I'm Rick Coster. Thanks for joining us. If you've already started lunch, yeah, it means we're a couple minutes late. We got caught in the drive-through, and the guy in the car in front of us bought 600 fish sandwiches, and that's why it took so long. But we are back, and we're here, and we're honored to have with us today Lauren Agnelli and Dana Takaki, and you guys are awesome, so play us some songs.
Thursday's Child. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thursday's child, watch you go, will follow, 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 follow. Thursday's child, full of woe, is follow, 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 follow. My Thursday's child, got to go. Friday's child drives me wild, won't follow. Growing and giving, Venus's vision is follow. Saturday, Sabbath day, work hard for a living, run and blithe and gay, and follow. We all know Monday is fair of face, moonish and moody but pretend. Till Tuesday, willow vine and full of grace, we'll be follow, 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 follow. Sad little Wednesday tells his tale of woe to Thursday's child. So far to go, so far to go. All right, that was from an album that I did with Dave Rave, and called Heaven and Earth, and we co-wrote that one. And the next one is about being hungry. So if you're not going to have lunch till 1, hang in there. We're with you. And here's one called Je Faim Toujours. I am hungry always. I'm so hungry, I can hardly think. I'm so hungry, never mind the drinks. I live upon the boulevard, I live a life that's very hard. Won't someone, some kind soul, help me out? Je faim toujours, toujours je faim. I'm hungry always. Je faim toujours, toujours je faim. I'm hungry always. Sometimes kind men frequent these cafes. Only blind men don't pose to appraise. I love to drink cold alley goat. I love to sample cuisine. So here I beg, rendezvous, Pigalle. Je faim toujours, toujours je faim. I'm hungry always. Je faim toujours, toujours je faim. I'm hungry always. Yes, my hunger is a shameful fact, and I want more than a snack. Maybe I'll kiss you for a while if you'll feed me in for my company. Aren't you hungry? Je suis fini. A life of struggle I'll call mine, but we'll have fun, please pass the wine. Want someone, some kind soul, help me out. Je fais toujours, toujours je fais. I'm hungry, always. Je fais toujours, toujours je fais. I'm hungry, always.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms
and see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com. That's GoBlockIsland.com.
So by doing the house and trade-in, you know, that we use that towards our down payment towards this condo, and it made life so much easier for us. It took all the worry out of everything.
You're watching Live Lunch Break, streaming as we speak at theday.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rick Coster, and I am with Dana Takaki and Lauren Agnelli. And Lauren is active in all sorts of acoustic roots and traditional music, particularly, most notably right now, with Amalgamated Muck. Earlier, you toured the world, major record deal with the Washington Squares, the Neo-Folk Act. So my question is, you have to have made the most circuitous route to folk and traditional music, because Lauren started out writing about punk music for 2 of the most esteemed music publications in the world, Cream Magazine and The Village Voice, which, by the way, means for me to be interviewing you is like the guy who draws Beetle Bailey interviewing Caravaggio.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Rick, you do great. Come on. And
Well,
you're still doing it, and people are keeping you around. So
well,
that's cool.
Thank you. But
That's cool.
so there you went to the Nervous Wrecks, which was CBGB's, Max's Kansas City, kind of a punk new wave thing. How did you get from there to Washington Squares?
Well, in our musical backgrounds, we have many different facets, right? And when I was growing up, there's all kinds of music around, including musicals and classical. So my love of violin comes from hearing much classical music as a kid, and Baroque rock, like, you know, the Left Bank and all that.
Sure.
And so, you know, doing the new wave thing was, you know, pop music, which I loved also, like the Raspberries and the Beatles and Stones. And so, I mean, it's all influences. And I used to hear Simon and Garfunkel records and Peter, Paul and Mary. So when we decided to go into that direction with the Washington Squares, it's because we had a genuine love for the music and wanted to learn more about it. And you learn by doing. So we did a lot of our folk research and learned a ton of songs. And that's why, to this day, I still can play a ton of traddy folk stuff. And I also love country music, but the old country, the juicy stuff.
All right. So when you were with the Squares, you guys had a lot of critical acclaim. And speaking of enjoying pop music, it's true that you toured, or at least performed, with the Pretenders and also Squeeze.
Yeah.
So who would you have more fun drinking a beer with, Chrissy Hind or Glenn Tilbrook?
Well, we were drinking wine with Chrissy Hind because, like, and she tended to whine a bit. But at any rate, the guys in Squeeze were really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely go down to the pub and have, you know, usually they'd get a bitter, you know, a bitter, and I'd get a lager and lime. I was lightweight, so. Yeah, they're both great, you know, artists I admire, and songwriters and performers, and yeah, I guess it would depend on your mood.
Well, I'll tell you what, as evidenced by the songs that you started this live lunch break with, you have blossomed wonderfully in this field, and
thank you.
We enjoyed it, and we would love to hear a couple more if you're up for it.
Of course, that's why we're here, and the fish sandwich after.
Fish sandwich afterwards.
All right, thanks. All right, this one is a song called Better Yet in Connecticut. It celebrates moving here to this fine state and digging it a lot. I co-wrote this with Dave Rave, who visits a lot in Connecticut, and it's on the Amalgamated Muck album. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
What I see, tell me what I dream of when I think of dreams. The answer, well, it's right here. The answer's here and now. Living in New England, in our little town. My present is a present. My present's heaven sent. Life is getting better, better, yeah. La, 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 la. Connecticut. Here we have the river, half a mile wide. Summer's on the ferry, not when the wind is high. Parades marching Main Street, drummer in five band. We go up to the meeting house, all bringing what we can. My present is a present, my present heaven sent. Life is getting better, better, yeah. La, 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 la. Connecticut. Let's go for a ride now. Ha! A hush, a market, or a church, and you can wander woodsy trails, bring peace to your search. I tell you, it's my heaven, heaven here on earth. Nutmeg small town living is where I found rebirth. My present is a present, my present's heaven sent. Life is getting better, better, yeah. La, 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 la. Connecticut. My present is a present, my present heaven sent. Oh, life is getting better, better, yeah. La, 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 la. Connecticut. Thank you. And I'm going to end this set with a song that I wrote with the Washington Squares, and we recorded it back in the 80s. And it's a song about basically how you just can't stop some things from happening. It's part of the natural occurrence of things. And the rain will come, and usually I'm grateful for it because I just love a rainy day. But at any rate, this one's called Can't Stop the Rain. 1, 2, 3, 4. of summer withered, like the love gone in your eyes. Dry August nights, just a whisper and sigh. I feel the season changing, like the summer you'll soon be gone. The days go shorter as love goes by. Stop the rain. It's gonna fall now. Can't stop the rain, can't hide the pain. I see the flash, I hear the thunder. Can't stop the rain.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com.
So literally, we're changing deeds. You're using your house at an agreed upon number towards a down payment for the purchase here. It couldn't be much easier, really.
We believe in the art of handcrafted furniture. Workbench built in the USA to your specifications. The Cloder Farms Keystone Collection. Furniture handmade just for you. And see what we're building for you.
Thanks for spending your lunch break with us here at Live Lunch Break. I'm Rick Coster from the Day newspaper, streaming at theday.com. This and all of the live lunch breaks are archived after the show, so you can, we've had a lot of good people here. Today we're privileged to have with us Dana Takaki, I cannot say it, Takaki, sorry about that, and Lauren Agnelli. Says none of these are Jill Smith names, you know what I'm saying?
I could change my name.
To Jill Smith and Betty Parker are with us today. Lauren is one of the leaders of the very fine Amalgamated Muck band. And of course, Dana played sessions on this album, the New Leisure Class. You did a song from that.
Yeah.
So you guys got quite a scene going on in Chester. You got a lot of friends that you play with, this acoustic, traditional type stuff. And you also do what is, I believe you're calling the Small Town Concert Series.
Oh yeah, we're morphing that into another thing, but we've been doing that since
it.
2007. I want to tell you about Good Sponge Records, which we got on because
Ben
Parent and River Gods, an amazing tradition in New London, and wonderful people, lots of fun to have a beer with.
Ben and I have done that a few times.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
So,
but also he does great design and has great love for music that he helps people get their music out there. So thanks, Ben, and Nancy too.
Yep. So tell me about the concert series. Yes.
Well, the concert series started in 2007. Dave Rave, Matthew Mail, and I were sitting around trying to figure out how can we get some gigs in this area and not have to play bars all the time, because nothing wrong with bars and drinking, but it's just that sometimes the hours aren't the best and people aren't always listening as much as you'd like them to. So we kind of thought, well, let's put together a concert series, and if we build it, they will come. And so we've done over 60 shows at all different venues.
Right.
And
the Kate, everywhere.
At the Kate, the Chester Meeting House, Iverton Playhouse, a lot of places I can't even think of at the moment because I'm so hungry. But at any rate, it's been a really good run for the concert series, and I think we're going to basically focus on doing our music and doing an Americana concert series.
Fabulous.
From now on.
The good news is that there's like 800 places to eat in New London that are within walking distance. The bad news is I want you to play some more.
No, that's fine. We're happy to be here and play. I'm just being, I'm being lunchy.
It is lunchy.
I'm coming in with that vibe.
My stomach's growling. I don't know if Dana can hear it or not. All right, play some songs.
This is going to be the title song from the New Leisure Class album called The New Leisure Class, and Dave Rave helped me with this one, and it's basically a song about everyone who's been sort of left out of the, what do you call it, the big feeding trough of the 1%. It's like, however you put it. Yeah. You know who you are. If you're part of the New Leisure Class, raise a glass and let's celebrate it while we're trying to figure out our next work. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Let's drink to bail out billions. Let's drink to the jobless on us. Raise a glass, salute all the millions. Let's drink to the new leisure class. Say a prayer for the man or woman who used to work the 8 to 5. Say a prayer so they can continue, or watch souls till they're buried alive. We didn't need a handout, a check from DOL. I wish it wasn't really my reality. Make that thing talk now. Let's drink to the outlaws. Let's drink until they close the bars down. Let's drink to the unsung heroes who buy us another round. Used to have some place to go, and they're working hours like you. It isn't real to me, it's like a DVD. Everybody sing along on this one now. Let's drink to Philadelphia. Let's drink to the jobless sunlight. It's a glass salute all the million. Let's drink to the new leisure class. Let's drink to the new leisure class. Thank you very much, and thanks to my bandmates in that wonderful band. We have Matthew Mail, Brian Wolf, Roseanne Wolf, and the lovely Rodney Maxwell. Thank you so much, guys, for working with me in Amalgamated Muck.
It's pretty clear that we had something to offer that other listings, other agents' listings did not have to offer. We offered them the opportunity to sell their home, get their home sold in a very slow, tough market.
Come to Cloder Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms.
And see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com. That's GoBlockIsland.com.
All right, we're laughing up here. I'm Rick Coster on live lunch break because I just found out that Amalgamated Muck is referred to by those in the know as the Muckers, and that amuses me for somewhere.
Oh.
That's amusing. Now, you play. Well, let me ask you this first.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that you have Dana here on violin.
Yeah,
because
she's a cool girl.
part of the acoustic, the fun of the traditional Americana thing is that anybody can play and wants, join in. If you can play an instrument, come on. But I like the idea that you brought a violin in for these arrangements, and you guys have played it together a lot before as a duo. Mm-hmm. So how do you, and you don't even have a mic, Dana, but how do you work the arrangements for this? Do you just tell Dana, here's a chord structure, go nuts? Because you were with the ECSO, right? It's a school-trained violinist.
Well, Dana is a classically trained violinist who practices every day and loves to play, and she just likes to play mostly anything. And so to get ready for doing some stuff for Grand Ole Opry tribute, we said, here, listen to this fiddle playing on this bluegrass stuff, or listen to this and get an idea. And then, we rehearse. We get together and we practice, and Dana has some very good ideas, and if she doesn't, she'll say, so what do you think? And I'll sing out like a line, well, how if you play like la 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 la, whatever. And Dana's a really intuitive musician as well as being a trained one, so that works pretty well generally. And good musicians are good musicians.
So are you tempted to throw Paganini into any of this?
Well,
you have to
I don't know
talk.
if you can hear my mic. I think anybody who studied Suzuki will recognize a little Suzuki in this next piece we're going to do.
Okay, fabulous. Now, because you got so much going on, whether it's with the Muckers or you and Dana, where can people see Laura Agnelli in the near future? And I took the leisure of giving you a calendar.
Well, I'm telling you, we're playing with the Muck at the Dallas Elizabeth Winery, as long as it doesn't get rained out, on August 17th. And Friday Night Fusion, Evening of Music, Wine and Food. And that's in Preston. Look it up online, DEW Dallas Elizabeth. And then August 23rd, I'm going to play solo Thursdays on the dock at the Connecticut River Museum.
Nice.
That's a fun thing, 5:30 to 7:30, we hang out. They have a bar, and we play all kinds of Americana classics. And last time I played with Dana, but she's going to be in California, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
August 25th, we're at the big Chester Fair. I'm very excited about that because I've always wanted to play a really cool fair. And I love the agricultural fairs. They smell like animals, you look like animals. It's very cool. I dig that. I like it. I'm a city girl originally, so that's a good thing. And then, let me see, in September 4th, we're going to be playing in New York at the Bowery Electric upstairs, the Map Room. That's going to be a lot of fun because we did play at the CBGB Festival in July.
Did they have kettle corn like at a fair?
Not at the CBGB Festival, but
I'll bet not.
But they wish they did.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people say, where did you bring us kettle corn? You're from the sticks. Come on. And we're like, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You got to be kidding. And then we have the Connecticut Americana Music Festival coming to the Cape at the end of October.
Right.
And Uncle Monk is going to be there, among others. Uncle Monk is Tommy Ramone's band.
That sounds good.
And yeah, he's gone roots. He's totally into roots now. And he has a big beard, and it's very cool. So yeah, I mean, go to my website, laurenagnelli.com, go to amalgamatedmuck.com, Small Town Concert Series, whatever. There's so many .coms out there.
You're everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So I tell you what, it's getting close for you to eat, but play a couple more tunes for live lunch break, and we'll enjoy it.
Well, thank you. This song is called "Stop Growing Up," and it's basically was partly written here in New London on Bank Street. I was doing something and I pulled over and I had this idea. Wait a minute. My stepkids aren't too happy about sharing a crowded car. Well, if they stop growing up, it would be all right. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I told you to stop growing up, grow a little, just enough. We wouldn't need a bigger car. We'd all be happier by far. Won't you please stop growing, huh? Won't you please stop growing up? I told you to stop growing up. Don't be a doggy, stay a pup. Wouldn't need very fun. Wouldn't be much work at all unless you stick to younger stuff. Won't you please stop growing up? If we could only stay the same, we wouldn't feel the pain of change. Save us so much time and trouble. Stop growing up now on the double. Yeah, you crazy kid. Told you to stop growing up. Now you're big and tall and tough. Go to work, make big bucks. Soon you can take care of us. Unless you please stop growing, huh? Won't you please stop growing up? Well, thank you. Yep, ukulele, when I picked this up, it yielded a couple of songs and keeps yielding them. And this next one is our last song. It's called Plenty, and it's on the Amalgamated Muck album. And yeah, this is all about calming yourself and saying we have plenty and we're all right. A song of thanks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I always have plenty. I always have enough, and I never go hungry and never have it rough. I never lack I always hold a cup that is filled to the brim with my heart of always love. See, a tiny bird cries for food and it appears. He shuts his eye and he leaves her blindly. from the stars to the ground. I believe, I believe. Yes, I always have plenty. I always have enough. And I never go hungry, and never have it rough. I never lack hope, and I always hold a cup that is filled to the brim with my heart always love. That is filled to the brim with my heart of always love. That is filled to the brim with my heart of always love.
Awesome. Our thanks to Lauren Agnelli, Dana Takaki. We got it right. Rick Coster at Live Lunch Break. Next week we have Sam Perduta of Ellis and Jackson from New Haven. Thanks to our sponsors, New London. I can't talk
That's
today.
okay.
It's hunger.
Harbor Towers.
New London Harbor Towers.
Block Island Express.
Block Island Express, The Guard, Cloder Farms, and thanks to Pete Wappy for getting it
Yay!
right in the
Thank
house.
you, Pete.
And you guys have a safe trip back to Chester after you eat.